Tamikaze here with episode 13 of our technical analysis series, talking about double tops today, as well as double bottoms. It's the same thing, they're just reversed. So we're going to be focusing on double tops and then just know to inverse it for a double bottom. So I have an infographic pulled up here. This is what we would call an ideal double top, but as we all know, in reality, these don't always happen. So I'll go through the ideal scenarios and then I will show you on a Microsoft chart here a bunch of different examples. So typically what you'll see is a run up with increasing peaks and valleys, and then what you'll see is volume starting to decline here with a valley and then a retest and then a rejection, and then you could draw your neckline here from here to here to here, and then what you're looking for is the break and retest. And so you can either get out on the break, but sometimes you'll have false breaks. So what you really want is to see it retest and then go down, and then you would have your entry here. And just like cup and handles and just like the head and shoulders, typically the target would be the distance of the neckline to the peak here. So let's look at a couple others here just to give you a couple more infographics, and then I will show you on the chart. So here's another version where you might not see a peak over here, but what you'll see is a couple of bottoms here. And the big thing is you just have two high points here, and then you're getting a retest and down. And then here's just another version to show you another idea. So, and now let's take a look at on Microsoft a bunch of different versions here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different versions that I would qualify as a double top. So we're going to go through these one by one just to show you some examples. So what I'm having up here is the hourly, but you could certainly do the 15-minute if you want to go deep diving into this. So let's look at these one by one. So what we're looking at here is a double top here and here, and basically a capstone here with an uptrend right here. So the big thing for me is you always want to draw the most relevant uptrend, and then what you're trying to do is find the neckline. So when we're looking at a chart, a lot of times you won't get, here's another one actually. What you won't get is that perfect double top where it's the same price. It's almost never going to be like that. In reality, what you're really going to see is the previous top, the left top, is going to be higher than the right top, because that means we're more likely to go down if this can't retest those highs. So what you're trying to do is find the neckline and your uptrend line, and you put it on alert as it breaks here, and then you get in on the retest of the neckline here. So you could see uh, the break here of the uptrend, but that doesn't mean we're not going to bounce here, because it's possible we could just be bouncing off of here and get up. So then when we see the break here and we see this retest here, and you can see the retest of the neckline here, and then our entry would be right here. And then what we're looking for is the most recent peak, and this would be our entry right here and target. Now this one did go down more, and you could just use a trailing stop loss to get down here, but this would have been the play right here, and you could have always gone with that, or you could do the other peak right here, which would have looked like this. So you can see right here we have a retest of this, so that would have been the correct peak to do. And the same thing here. This is more of one of the second examples I showed, where you have a couple of peaks in the middle. You have your neckline with your left shoulder and right shoulder here on your double top, and then you have your uptrend here. You have your break and retest right here, and then this was where we would get in right here. So what we're looking at here is possible entry right here, and we would have played that down to right here. So that would have been a nice move as well. Here's another example of a double top. So you have, again, a declining double top. And there's not, like I said, there's not one perfect scenario, and the declining double top is usually what you get more often than others, but I'll show you some other examples as well as we go up here. So you have a clear neckline right here, and then you have a retest here, and we could have gotten in on the entry right here. And if we wanted the ultimate scenario, this would have been the ultimate target right here. And if you just wanted to be safe, you would take the shorter of the double tops. and you would have gotten out right here. So you would have gotten in here and here, so you would have captured a $6 move down. That would have been a nice play. And again, here is a wonderful one that we were looking at here. The problem with this one is we don't have the retest. So the retest probably would have came more right here. But what you're seeing right here is a clear neckline with a double top right here. And this even has a double top at the double top and then a gap down and then a major sell-off. So we would have gotten in probably right here on this retest. As we're seeing over here, it's retesting the shoulder right here. And we could have gotten in right around here, and we would have sold down in here. So we would have captured a 225 or 224 to be safe down to 216. That would have been a very nice move. So now I have here a mini top. So this one's more of a traditional double top where they are almost identical. And while this one isn't a major one, we could have gotten in on the downtrend retest right here. So we would have gotten in right here and potentially played that down even farther. So we probably would have gotten down about right here. So that would have been a shorter move, would have only been about a $2 move, but would have been a nice one. Here is another double top. And we see you have the top here and the top here, neckline, and retest right here. And we would have gotten in here to here. So this would have been our target right here at 213. We would have got in at 217 and captured a nice $4 move. Now here's what I wanted to show, because this is what I call a false double top. You do see these. They're not as common as the fading double top, but this is something I wanted to highlight here. So one thing to keep in mind is sometimes you'll have what's called a fake breakout on the second shoulder of the double top. And so what you really want to do is you want to make sure you're paying attention to that. There we go. So we're looking at here is a fake double top here, breakout with a neckline here. And so you see the trend break here. You could have played this down actually to the neckline if you wanted, but the safer play would be to have gotten in on the neckline break right here, and then you could have captured a move from here to here, and you would have known that would have gone down at least to here. So that's 220 down to 213. That would have been a nice $7 move you could have captured. So hopefully this helps highlight what double tops are and how they're not always perfect. They're not going to be identical. Like, you're never going to see really a double top that's the same exact line. They're really going to be fading or accelerating double tops. Every now and then you will get a perfect double top, but in reality, it's usually some form or the other. The important thing to know, if you only know this, is to have your uptrend and your neckline, and then play around the uptrend and neckline. And then if you're just to reverse it, it would look like this. So if you had a downtrend and you had a double bottom here, you would get in on the neckline break or the neckline retest. Sometimes you don't get a retest, and that's just how the real world works. So it's sometimes good to get in here, and then as you see it's not going to retest, you could increase your position. So what you're doing is you're scaling in. So hopefully this helps you understand what a double top and double bottom is and how to play it, what your entries and exits would look like, and hopefully it helps you make money. Thank you, and this has been episode 13.